What's up YouTube? Brian from the Beehive RV here. This morning it's bright and early. It's like 7-8 o'clock in the morning. Super excited because we got a rough country 50-inch light bar that we're installing. The reason I'm making this video is because I watched 4 or 5 videos on installing this beforehand, and I noticed that almost every single light bar in every single video was just a little bit different than each other. So I'm going to show you how we're installing this on my Gladiator Rubicon. I'm going to go over the basics. Again, not every nut and bolt because it's super simple. To install these base plates on each side, you're going to have 3 bolts. You're going to take out all of the normal bolts that come in the Gladiator. There's 4 of them. You're going to remove 4 bolts, take off this plastic cover right here. When that cover comes off, you are going to drill inside. Don't worry, you don't have to drill into the body, but you're going to drill inside and just put a little bracket on there that's going to give it some support. We're going to take a look at that, and then you put this piece on. And the confusing part for me was, how is I going to run the cabling? How am I going to run the wiring to the front of the Jeep so that we can go ahead and attach it to our upfitter switches that are in the front of the vehicle? So I figured that out last night. It was getting dark. I went ahead and just put everything up and figured I'd figure it out in the morning, and sure enough, I figured out how I'm going to do it. So I'm going to show you in just a moment here, but let's take a look at what the install looks like. You ready? Alright, so these 4 bolts here, 1, 2, 3, 4, those are the 4 bolts you're going to remove from each of these plates. This little plastic piece right here is just going to come right on out. You're just going to grab it, and it'll just come right out. No big deal. Over on this side where you have the antenna, you just be careful, and it'll lift right out, just like so. You don't even have to remove the antenna. You can lay this. I'm going to put this over here, actually. I'm going to open the hood, because I want to show you guys how we're going to get the switches. You'll notice I laid the 50-inch light bar on the top of the truck. Love these by Redline Tuning also, by the way. Those are awesome. Put a link down below. Anyways, so I laid it on top. I've gone ahead. They send you a bunch of extra stuff that you don't need for this light bar. Apparently they can use it for multiple installations, but you're going to need this little screw, a washer, and a lock washer, and I'm going to put those in the, I'll show those up a little closer as well. So I ran this down here, and what I believe I can do is I'll be able to squeeze this in just between the plastic and the cover. It should lay there nicely, and it's going to go behind the support. I ran it through here, and I put it right up in with this foam, right in there with the foam. It's going to come through here, bring it on this side. That should make it fairly simple to bring it over here, and I'll put some sheathing on it like this, and then I'll be able to tie it into my upfitter switches that are right here. Alright, so now I'm going to try to go ahead and get this put back, leaving a little extra service loop right inside the column here, because this is not going to hurt anything. Got a little extra length of wire. Just going to put this back, pull the antenna just gently out of the way, lift up on this piece here. It should slide right up underneath. Oh, and I need to show that. So you're going to place this plate in here, this bracket, and when you do, let me get out of the way, it's a bracket in, you put the 2 screws back inside to hold that in place. Then you're going to drill this out with a 1/4-inch drill bit. Use a 10mm socket and a 4mm Allen head to tighten these bolts, and that's going to give it a little even more support. So you want to make sure you take care of that as well. Here's our little service loop that's going to go in this. And all right, we're going to get our piece back inside. Now you see that'll go ahead and fit. There are some clips inside that should fit in there as well. I think that's going to fit right there and not be a problem at all. So we're gonna go ahead and take this one screw. That's gonna go back in the front. I've got my bit right here. I'm gonna get that started. You can do this by hand. I also have a 1/4 inch. So 1/4 inch socket with my number 40 Torx. And we're not gonna go crazy on this. We're just gonna snug it down. That's all you need right there. Now we're gonna replace it with the hardware that came with the kit. So it gets a spacer. This one's gonna get a washer, and a long bolt is gonna go there. Then we're gonna have spacer for each side, these two, and a bolt for each side. Okay, that's the original bolt. These are the new bolts, and we're gonna get our Allen screw for that. It's a little tricky to do this. A couple ways you can do it: a little bit of glue or double-sided tape, or you can do it carefully. Put this screw in first, put those in, and then get these started, and I'll show you how that's going to work. So this is the Torx bit we're going to need. So I'm going to put that here. We'll no longer need the 40. So that goes back in our toolkit. That's the biggest one. And it's a smaller one for the bigger screw. Let me get our bracket. So we're going to take our long screw. I'm going to lay this like so. I'm just going to drop this in. Just kind of lay it there to get it started. Once it's started, I take our spacers, and it's not fun, but one at a time. I'll pop them right into where they go. You can kind of use your screwdriver to get them centered. Let's see if he's where he's supposed to be. Come on, get in there. You can get in there. There we go. Once they're centered, they're not going to come out. Once they're lying in the little piece. And so then we can take our screws that come with the kit. That's an original one, actually. No, maybe it's not. Get this centered up. Sometimes you just push down just slightly on the piece. To get it started. Got your Torx bit. Again, you can spin it by hand, but we'll get our 1/4 inch and get that started. Again, you don't have to go crazy. We're just gonna, that's plenty of torque. Plenty. And then on top, good. Okay. Looking good, girl. I'm just gonna reach up under you and put this little screw in there. Get right in there.
Yeah, move your hands. You got it going sideways.
You got it? Look at you. Mm-hmm. Make sure it's nice and straight. Boy, that looks good, doesn't it? It's still a little sideways, baby.
The screw is?
Yeah, let me look with you. I got
You're gonna break this,
No,
babe.
I'm not.
Yeah, you are.
I just put my foot on it. Yeah, let me have it.
Did you feel it?
No.
It like, let me close this. I bet it won't go up right.
How much do you think I weigh?
Well, I don't think it on the end is supposed to have that much weight on it. Not that you weigh a lot, but.
Okay, so I'm just gonna put this fairly straight.
I need to braid my hair real quick.
You think that looks good, straight? Does that look straight?
Yeah.
And look, you can't see the wire at all.
The wire's on already?
Yeah.
Oh, you're almost done then.
Yeah, the only other thing I gotta do is I tighten that up.
So are you gonna go hiking with us?
Yeah, if we can be back by 1. So look at that. That looks beastly. And you can't even see, you can't see the wire at all.
I love the black.
I ran the wire. Here's the cable here. You can see it coming back out here. And I'll probably put some plastic on that just to keep it from rotting in the sun, from getting so beat down, because it is Las Vegas. You do like the black bee?
Yeah.
It looks good, huh? All right, so next thing we're gonna do.
If I look a little bit.
You look cute. Next thing we're gonna do is the wiring,
I gotta go.
which is gonna be this. We're gonna bring this over. I gotta figure out how I'm gonna do this. I want it to come around so that it doesn't catch on that.
Hit the cat in the head.
And then we're gonna cut this end off. And we're gonna save this because this is a really nice, they provide a really nice wire harness that we can use for something else later. So we're gonna keep that. But, so now I'm gonna cut this off. All right, I'm back. Got some stuff I don't need. Got some connectors. So, again, we're gonna cut this wire off. Right in here somewhere is more than enough wire. About out. Now we're gonna trim it back. Use a razor blade to do that, be careful. Here's my razor. Trim it back about so far. I'm just gonna score the surface. Don't want to cut into the wires. Then I'll bend it to break it. There we go. Come on. There we go. Nice. And of course, there's that one piece, and we can make sure that's good. You gotta be careful you don't cut these wires and damage them. So we got these. So you're gonna have a ground wire here, which we can run just about anything. All right, here goes nothing.
For Atlas, please. Okay, Ayla, I have been packing for everything.
Just installed the Rough Country 50-inch LED light bar. Excited about that. Say hi, Atlas. He's very quiet. Anyways, we're getting ready to go get our... Good job, buddy. We're getting ready to go get our...
Can you have that toy that's in front of you?
This toy that's in front of me?
Yeah.
What is that?
A Jeep.
That's our Jeep, that's right.
Can I have it?
I'll think about it. Maybe one day when you're big enough. So we're gonna get ready to go get our 37-inch tires. Super excited about it. We're gonna see if we need to re-gear the Gladiator. Bianca's already on her way, so here we go. 60, and I'll tell you, you can hear that rough country LED bar really makes a difference in the noise, that's for sure. I have to see if I can come up with some kind of a wind deflector or something for it, because it's a lot louder. Oh yeah, that thing's loud. All right, YouTube, super excited. Kind of silhouetted here, but I'm going to show you now what the running light looks like. The daytime running light, yeah, it's a little darker outside, but it's going to look cool. You ready? Daytime running light. So that's our daytime running light right on top of the rig. Looks super cool. Yeah, nice, just a small accent color. And now the full-on rough ridge, whatever the hell this thing is. The full-on LED. Oh shoot, man, that's bright. Okay, yeah, there you go. It's bright as shit. That's pretty bright. I'm blind right now. Looks awesome. I'll put the cover on it for right now because it'll protect it, but it looks awesome. Make sure I close the hood. I did. Yeah, look at that. Looks amazing. Love it. Can't see the cable at all.